Okay, coffee in hand, and let's do this. Let's see if I can actually open the door without dropping my coffee. Oh, I'm actually gonna have to put my coffee down. So, there we go. Lights on, lights, camera, action. Oh boy, time to do a bike review. Yep. What the heck is going on in here? Well, let's tell you what the heck is going on in here. All right, we have a 2026 CF Moto Ibex 450, baby. All right. Oh, my garage is a mess. So, what the heck is this doing in here? Because I got rid of what was supposed to be the unicorn, which is the Tenere, the 700. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to sit down. And, oh yeah. Thinking, listen, let's be real. I got rid of the Tenere because it had 34,000 kilometers on it. And I needed to do a few things. What did I need to do? I did maintenance. I needed to do a flush and fill of the suspension. Valve check, really didn't need to do that yet, but brakes, I probably had to do flush and fill there. You know, probably about $2,000 maybe of just what I should have done. Instead, I traded it. I traded it for a 2023 Husky TC125 that only had 18 hours on it, and I put 4 hours on it. And yeah, shit, it was going to be a fun little whip, but I've got this fun little whip, which I took out yesterday. I'm going to get some racing in this year. And I realized I really missed opening up the garage and just going for a ride. So anyways, I went in, I'm not going to talk too much about one dealer experience, but I will tell you about these guys because they're awesome. Specifically Jim Coleman. So Ben hooked me up, his son. Walked out of there with this. And first of all, I walked out in an hour. Okay? An hour, which I cannot say was the same experience when I bought that at another dealer. So they got their shit going on. Why is this better than the Tenere? I'll tell you why. I'm 5'6". I am 180 pounds. And I'm wearing my garage sweater and my Christmas pajamas. Might as well get that out in the open in case you see that in the mirror. It's a little scary. This is the bike. I'm not going to say I wish I had because the Tenere, the 700 was a great experience. I'm going to equate it to training with lead pucks because now I've got this little weapon. And when I say weapon, you know, it's not going to be a catwalk friggin' king. It's not going to be a single track weapon. I bought this for the primary purpose of just opening up the garage and clearing the head for a couple hours. And I put 170K on it during the break-in period. And I love the tech that you get with this. That TFT screen is sexy. It's beautiful. Has a nice little, where's my fuel range? 76 kilometers, and it's true, right? It's got a 17.5 liter tank. So bye-bye fuel anxiety, which was pain point number 1 with the Tenere. Pain point number 2 was the comfort of the seat. Sure, it could have went aftermarket, but I had a low seat because of the height. The height on this thing is so low. For me to touch with I use, what boots am I, where are they? Those boots, the old Trials boots, they have a good sole. It just feels like what a bike should feel like. Being a short guy on the big T7, even when I lowered it with the links and the lower seat and raised the suspension up through the triples, it still felt like a really top heavy bike. And this thing, like, oh my God, it feels almost like the 250. The center of gravity is so much lower. It's a twin. The vibration is non-existent. Smoothest bike I've ever ridden. Smoother than the Tenere. I can tell you that. confidence inspiring is the way I would describe this bike. So, you've got controls here, which operate your TFT on the fly ABS, which was a pain point with the Tenere. So, that's nice. So you can switch it on and off. The clutch, the clutch it's either on or it's off. Like there's no modulation there. It reminds me of the Leaf Ends or whatever those bikes were in where was Belize that we had. It was like, need to change a gear? Okay, pull it in and then dump it. The throttle response, like I said, I tightened that up. It had quite a bit of slack when I first got it. Haven't really gone over 5,000 RPM, which apparently by the book I'm supposed to limit it to 4,000 RPM. This is going to be a long break-in. 1,000 kilometers. I'm supposed to modulate the RPMs, and that's going to be tough at least after the first 500, so maybe the next couple rides I can get it into 6,000 RPM. So anyways, coffee is good. Tubeless wheels, so don't need to be bringing any tubes with me, which are just a pain in the ass and they're heavy. So I got to get a patch or a tubeless kit to put in my pack, where I have pretty much a tool kit and then my rain kit in there. So, and some snacks. Like that's all I need to have when I'm ripping around on this thing. Brakes are great. Tenere had that spongy brake feel. I'm happy with that. And look at that, even a lever that I can't remember if the Tenere did or not. But suspension. It's KYB suspension. It's better than the Tenere. Maybe it's because it was starting to kind of get a little no brake diving when I'm downshifting. The downshifting is not as aggressive as the Tenere, where it's like you really felt it. But yeah, I don't even it's got enough braking with engine braking that I rarely even use the brakes coming up to a stop, right? Other than just making sure I'm tapping the front brake so people see the brake light. I'm going to put a tail tidy. I've ordered that already to clean up that mess in the back. The skid plate that it comes with, cheap little piece of tin. I ordered a aftermarket one, which, by the way, so aftermarket parts for this thing is ridiculous. There's plenty out there. Like I ordered a beefier skid plate. We'll see what it looks like when it comes in for like $104. Ridiculous. Front brakes are great. Pretty nice big size rotor. High fender. I didn't know if I would love that, to be honest. I kind of like the look of the low fender, but it's growing on me. KYB suspension. The tires. I was obsessed with tires on the T7. Like putting a tire like that and going on gravel on the T7. No, thank you. I'm keeping 50-50 tires on this thing. There's absolutely no reason to go more aggressive, to be honest, because this thing handles and it's so planted so well that I'm just going to stick with like more road biased tires. So you can see on the lines of the suspension, if you can see. I haven't even used full travel. But yeah, I also haven't really gone off-road with this thing. It's fairly slim. It really does look like a mini T7. The other pain point with Tenere is the way that the exhaust would attach to the subframe. So now you have these pillion pegs that you can actually get a kit to bypass, but I think I'm gonna throw a passenger on this every once in a while. Anyone that wants to go, it should be interesting. I can't remember if I talked about that, but it's not an easy adjustment for preload, so you have to go old school with the spanners to be able to adjust that. It does have a link where you can actually lower it even more, another 20 mils, but then you lose your ground clearance. I don't want to lose any of that. Not like I'm really going to be banging this off-road, but maybe Mosk Lake or, Arcole Road. I think this thing needs to experience it for sure. The gearing is, that's the one big notable difference between this and, let's say, the T7 is, like in town, I'd be in third gear just to kind of cruise around 60 or less. This thing you're in fourth. on the 80 series, 80 kilometer an hour roads. I'm in like 6th, right? But that's also to keep the RPMs down. I guess this thing does like to rev a little bit. The bars are a little off. Like it just feels like the bars should be rotated up, but it feels good the way it's set up right now. But lots of real estate on these bars too. So I bought back my Garmin Zumo. So that sucker's going to be mounted with a bracket that's going to now have a similar 12 millimeter bar, so that when I adjust the windscreen, which has adjustability, that's not going to slam my GPS into here. So I can go low. That GPS will be sitting up here the whole time. And then I can bringing it up. Pretty good windscreen protection for a guy my height. So I'm 5'6"-ish, 5'6.5" on a good day. I ordered the smoked out screen, which is another few centimeters higher. So yeah, it's just a good looking bike. It's a good looking bike. Sexy. So what else? Oh yeah, I connected with a guy in Brockville who's got silver bark busters, and he's got the black colored option of this bike, which it's growing on me. The color is growing on me, especially when I took off the decals, which had pink and like MT. It was too much. I'm thinking about even stripping the rest of those off. And he ordered some silver bark busters, and with the black, he wanted to black it out. So he's ordered some black, and he's selling me the silver, which is nice. Yeah, the fuel range on this should be great. It's a nice bike. You don't need high horsepower rigs to have fun, to do what I'm going to do with this bike, which is literally just, man, I might get those pannier racks, not the pannier racks, but they're even MT branded. They're just aluminum, I think, aluminum or steel, I can't remember, that mount to replace this. I'll have to take a look at that, just so I can carry potentially some soft bags. And oh my God, look at that snow out there. That's annoying. But yeah, so, wow, a few bikes have gone through the garage as of late, and I'm happy with this setup. I'm happy with the lightweight adventure bike, and I'm happy with the race rig Yamaha 250FX. But am I going to forecast that might turn into something else next year? We shall see, because a 300 two-stroke is probably the perfect dirt bike. But this thing is anyways, that's a different story. Let's focus on this. So happy. Wheel Sport, great to deal with. Coleman crew, amazing. Walked in and out in an hour. Platform breaking in nicely. Lots of things to farkle it with on Amazon and AliExpress. It's dirty, and it's going to stay dirty. It will rarely get cleaned, because this is not going to be a jewel. It's going to be a tool. And the tool is, the seat. The seat is comfortable. Did I mention that? The pink thing here that I tried to black out with a Sharpie, I got to find a way to do that. Because no, I can't have pink on my bike. Which is, the color scheme, it's grown on me. I just couldn't go black because it looked too much like a little Tenere, and I don't know, maybe subconsciously it kind of impacted me. It was a great bike. Happy with it. 170 some odd kilometers. Let's see what I think after 10,000 kilometers. All right. Peace out.